The pink fleece of warmth. It was a Saturday morning where the air felt like ice, even inside. Outside the window, the world was painted in a pale, frosty white. Figaro, the gray and brown tabby cat, didn't seem to mind the cold at all. He stretched his long body across the patterned rug, claiming a patch of light where the sun tried its best to peek through the clouds. Inside the cozy house, the heater hummed a steady, rhythmic tune, but the winter chill still found its way through the cracks. Fatima sat in her wheelchair, her dark hair framed by the bright light of the living room. Though she did not use words to speak, her bright eyes missed nothing, watching the frost patterns bloom on the glass. Her father, Levent, was nearby, adjusting the thermostat. He looked over at his daughter and noticed the way she pulled her shoulders in just a little bit. He knew that look well. Even with the heat on, the freezing Saturday was winning the battle against the warmth of the room. Levent walked over to Fatima and gently placed a hand on her shoulder. He felt a slight shiver. "Are you a little chilly, Fatima?" he asked softly. Fatima looked up at him, her eyes softening as she leaned into his touch, acknowledging the cold with a small, quiet sigh. From the hallway, her mother, Gulsen, appeared. She was carrying something soft and cloud-like in her arms. It was her favorite light pink fleece, the one she wore every morning while making tea. It was thick, plush, and smelled like home and lavender. "I think I have just the thing," Gulsen said, holding up the pink fleece. As soon as Fatima saw the color, her face transformed. She loved her mama's things, the soft textures, the familiar scents, and the way they felt like a giant hug. Gulsen moved behind the wheelchair, carefully guiding Fatima's arms into the wide, cozy sleeves. The fleece was much too big for Fatima, but that only made it better. It wrapped around her like a warm cocoon, chasing away the shiver of the freezing Saturday morning. Once the zipper was pulled up high to keep her neck warm, Fatima felt the heat return to her cheeks. She looked down at the soft pink fabric and let out a bright, joyful sound. She began to clap her hands together, a rhythmic pat, pat, pat of pure delight that echoed through the room. Figaro, hearing the happy commotion, decided his spot on the rug was no longer the best place to be. He trotted over and rubbed his head against the side of Fatima's footrest. Fatima looked down at her tabby friend, feeling completely snug and loved in her mama's fleece. Levent and Gulsen stood together, watching their daughter glow with happiness. In that moment, the freezing weather outside didn't matter at all. The house was full of the simplest, most wonderful kind of warmth, the kind that comes from a soft pink fleece and a family's deep, quiet love.